probably think that self-managing a rental property is a huge pain in the backside, particularly if you live nowhere near your rental property. And that's not necessarily true. I'm gonna share with you my 5 game-changing tips that make managing your rental property a breeze. If you don't know me, my name is Greg Schwartz, and I currently own and manage 26 doors here in Bryan-College Station. Prior to that, I was a property manager for Twin City Properties, where I was responsible for over 150 doors, everything from single families all the way up to small apartment complexes. And today I'm gonna share with you the 5 tips that I share with all of my clients so that they can avoid all the pitfalls and headaches that come with self-management. Guys, please like, subscribe, and enjoy to this channel. This is gonna be a good one. Here are the 5 factors that will make managing your property from a distance a breeze. 1, the condition of the property. Make sure it's in good condition. 2, get great tenants and make sure they love the rental that you're providing to them. 3, have a local dream team of contractors take care of any problems you have. 4, utilize property management software. And 5, last but not least, and probably most important, hire a local real estate agent to fill your vacancies, and that is the key to managing from a distance when you've got rental properties here in Bryan-College Station. I'm gonna start off with what I think is the biggest game changer as a self-managing landlord if you own properties here in Bryan-College Station, and that's this: hire a real estate agent to fill your vacancies. That's the biggest pain. You've got to get the property ready to list. You've got to get the pictures taken and get it listed, and then show the property and screen the tenants. It's exhausting. Sometimes I show properties 2 or 3 times a week for 2 to 3 weeks in a row. That's difficult to do from California. But if you hire a real estate agent to do this for you, it's only going to cost you about 1 month's rent, which when you factor it out is about half of what it costs to hire and keep a property management company, right? Because they're going to stay around after the tenant moved in and they're going to keep on charging you, whereas this is a one-time fee. Anyway, I digress. These real estate agents will help you get pictures of the property. They will get it listed on the MLS and therefore have it disseminated to all the major websites. They will then put a Supra lockbox on the property so that other agents can bring their tenant clients to your property. If the tenants come through and they don't have an agent, then that agent that you hired will show the property for you. In person, they will explain the highlights of the property and all of your rental requirements to those tenants. So they'll do a level of pre-screening. Of course, then they will do the actual screening where they'll look at their credit, their income, their rental history, and do a background check. They will provide that to you to make a final decision on the tenant. And then my favorite part is they're gonna help you put that tenant on a Texas Realtor lease. That's the lease I use for all my properties. It is a great lease, and really it's a big cover your ass for any landlord who's going to self-manage, because almost everything is in that lease. Like a 15-page lease. It's phenomenal. So if you are going to try to manage from a distance and you want to decrease your workload, have a local real estate agent list and fill your vacancies for you. Let's talk about finding a property in good condition. Now, this doesn't have to be a newer built property. However, I do recommend it. There are some older houses that are well built or well renovated, but generally the newer properties are just better. And I know someone out there is thinking, but Greg, they don't build them like they used to. Yeah, but we don't build them with galvanized pipe or lead-based paint anymore. We don't have asbestos as insulation. So thank you for that, but no. It's cheaper and easier to manage and maintain a newer property. Repairs are less frequent, and the repairs are cheaper. You're not worried about old plumbing, old electrical, or God forbid, that annoying lead-based paint. So just get a property that's newer, in great condition, and your life will be easier. The next one I learned from a great mentor of mine, and that is make sure you have great tenants that are a great fit for the property. He used to tell me that, Greg, your tenants have the key to your security deposit box. AKA, they have the key to your retirement account, to your investment. Of course, that's the key to your house. So you're going to screen them for 2 things. 1, make sure they are a qualified tenant. So you're going to screen for income, credit history, rental history, and criminal background. Set your minimum requirements and do not waver off of those. You'd be surprised how many landlords and even professional property management companies don't do this. That's a no-brainer. But number 2, make sure the tenants are a good fit for the property. Well, Greg, what do you mean by that? Well, you need to make sure that the tenants are going to be happy living in your property. A happy tenant won't put as many maintenance requests, they won't complain as much, but very importantly, they are more likely to renew and less likely to leave the property in a crappy condition when they do move out. Now, here's a quick story about how I learned this the hard way. I was showing a property to a mother and a daughter. The daughter was going to live in the property, and they had a lot of nitpicky questions. I didn't think anything of it. Of course, they were qualifiable, so I qualified them based on those requirements I just mentioned, moved them in, and then the complaints started. It was all about the noise. They could hear the other tenants. It was a fourplex built in the 1980s. Of course, you can hear the other tenants, and the other tenants weren't being obnoxiously loud. They were just living their lives. This came to a climax when I was on vacation with my wife, a family vacation of all things, and we get a text from the tenant's mother that said she couldn't concentrate. The daughter couldn't concentrate because she could hear the tenant above her defecating in the toilet. I kid you not, it's exactly what the text said. And I found out right then and there that that tenant was not a good fit for a fourplex. So I made sure that they had the ability to get out of that lease and get out of my property before we had more problems going forward. Super important that your tenants are qualified and a good fit for your property. That will make managing from a distance and self-managing that much easier. If you are going to self-manage, I highly recommend that you leverage out property management software. Now, there's good and there's bad property management software. From what I can tell, most of the good ones have very similar features. They're going to allow your tenants to pay through a portal. It's going to track their payments. It will automatically or very easily assess things like late fees. It will allow your tenants to put in maintenance requests so that you've got all that in one spot. Usually it'll have an app interface for your phone. It'll even help you screen the tenants or list the properties on websites like Zillow, Realtor.com, Apartments.com, etc. So my clients have had success using softwares like RentRedi, Hemlay, or Avail, but there's a whole list of all the property management softwares that are recommended in the description below, and there's a link to BiggerPockets where they give you all those management softwares and the ones that they recommend. It's a difficult one, guys. It's one I've made the mistake on a number of times, and that's having a great local team. And what I mean by great local team is I mean contractors. Not just one, but two that are reliable, they don't charge an exorbitant fee, and are generally friendly because they're going to be interacting with your tenants. So we want HVAC, plumbers, electrician. We want handymen, even roofers, and appliance repair companies that are reasonably priced, good at their job, and friendly. And that's not always easy to find. Now, all that can be easier if you have local boots on the ground, either a partner or just someone you trust, be it a real estate agent, someone you met at a local meetup, someone you met through BiggerPockets, someone that can refer you to these folks, but also give you some level of local insight. Maybe they can check on the turn the first time you try a new handyman to do a turn on your property. All these things will allow you to have that local interaction with your property. And all of these folks are going to be the ones, the eyes and the ears, watching over your property, both maintaining it and making sure it stays in good condition. So when you're doing this, take your time, really talk to folks, and definitely reach out to other investors in the area and get referrals. Super important. Don't overlook that one. I've overlooked it once, maybe twice, and I won't do it again. Having great contractors is super important. Make sure you get references. Picture your life after you implement those 5 things. You've got a great property. You've got great tenants that are well screened. They're happy to live there. You've got contractors on call, ready to take care of any toilet issues you can imagine. You've got great property management software that's keeping you on top of not only when your tenants pay, but when they put in maintenance requests. And when you eventually have a vacancy, you got a great local real estate agent to take care of all that crap you don't want to deal with. So you basically have a pretty damn passive rental property, even across the country. That sounds pretty good to me. If that sounds good to you, then you need to like and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done it yet, I'll give you a few seconds. Click the little button down below. We're going to have a new video every single week. We're going to continue to provide you with value to help you grow your wealth here in Bryan-College Station. And as always, guys, until next time, take it easy.